The craziest fight ever last, or at least the craziest result. I mean, when you think back about that, I mean, how's that fight going to live in your memory?
At first, I was real gutted and real dirty on it, but now I look back on it now, and I wouldn't change it, honestly. Sort of got taken to school in the jab a little bit, learned a heaps, and I held my own. I felt like if the fight kept going, it could have gone a different way, but yeah, why live with regrets, man? Just learn from it and move on.
Nice. Was there a recovery process? Like, what was the actual extent of the injury?
There was nothing. There was a little tiny bit of nerve damage. I did my 2 weeks hotel quarantine in back home in Oz. Got out and went to sparring. It was fine.
That has to be more. Is that like make it more frustrating? Like, as weird as that sounds, would you rather it be like a real injury that you have to deal with?
It's a very frustrating thing, obviously. I limped when they just before they called the fight, and then as soon as they called the fight, I didn't limp again. So what can you do about it but laugh, you know?
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so 8 months to get back in action. I imagine you probably would have fought sooner if it was your choice, but was this just circumstances of travel and things like that? What took so long?
Yeah, so obviously I was supposed to fight in October, and for multiple reasons we couldn't fight in November. I wanted to fight before then. I wanted to get straight back in there, but because of the way that Australia is with their lockdowns and all that, and all the return travel quarantines and all that bullshit, it just had to take what we can get, and it was December. So hopefully 2022 we can be super active and keep pushing fights out.
Nice. What about the matchup they gave you? Obviously, Jamahal Hill, another prospect, some hype behind him as well. Were you excited by the matchup at all?
Yeah, I was super stoked. It's a great fight. I was actually really surprised. I went, how the fuck is this guy back in action this soon? And then obviously we had to postpone it to December. But yeah, I'm super excited for this fight. It's a good fight for both of us, and yeah, it's gonna be fireworks. Obviously, I know I'm gonna get my hand raised, but it's gonna be a fun fight while it lasts.
Is it a little bit of twisted work by the matchmakers, right? The two guys that had the weird injuries are facing each other.
Two cripples. Yeah, maybe, but if you look at the rankings, it makes sense too. And the fact that it's going to be an exciting fight, I think they put it together first and foremost because it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, I know how confident you are in your abilities, and like you said, it looks like it's going to be a fun fight. But is there anything that he does in particular that you see that's especially dangerous? Or is it just another talented guy?
Just another talented guy. Oh, he definitely has his specialties. Obviously, striking is his forte, and we've got to be prepared for that range and speed he possesses. But at the end of the day, it's just another guy that I have to work out when I get in there. So yeah.
Yeah. I know you walk in there wanting to win, of course, but I mean, is there anything else like to prove something, to like get something back that you feel like you lost earlier this year or anything like that?
Mate, maybe if you had asked me that question 6 months ago, I would have had a different answer. But now I honestly don't give a fuck. I'm just here to fight. I like fighting. I enjoy fighting very much, and this is what we do. We're fighters.
That's awesome. And last thing for me, I know you said a busier 2022 would be ideal. I mean, do you let yourself think about what the goals are next year? Is it still a little tough, right, with the way the world is and everything? But what would be the goals next year?
There's no goals except for squeeze in 4 or 5 fights.